I'm delighted to be here. I used to live very near the Tram Bridge, so when my children were little, we used to roller skate across here and cycle across here. So I think it's going to be fantastic to have the bridge up and running again, because I think it's a really important asset for both South Ribble and also particularly for people living in Preston. You know, you come to Avon Park, lots of people do want to be able to cross the bridge. So I think it's fantastic that this is going to be happening.
And how important is it in terms of protecting the heritage?
It's very important. The bridge, there's been a bridge here for a long, long time. We've chosen a fantastic new design, and it is going to take some time to all be completed because it is so huge, the big crane that's going to have to come in. And also we have to be careful from an environmental perspective because this is a salmon river. So we can only be in the river for certain times of the year. But yeah, I'm looking forward to when I hope I'll be here for the opening of the bridge.
This bridge has a lot of emotion with it. There's lots of the community, from the Friends of the Old Tram Bridge to the business community in Preston, that want to see the bridge back. And we've come up with this design with many of agencies and collaboration with many consultants on this to make this happen. The interesting thing about this design is how we've had to incorporate constraints with ecology, particular size of the modules of each section of the bridge, so it can come up the tram road from the South Ribble, to physically be able to put it in place to minimise the piers so that the flow of the water of the River Ribble is obviously maintained. And obviously too, we've got a budget to consider that we've got from the Levelling Up Fund, so we've tried to create an attractive bridge but yet very practical too, that's energy efficient in terms of how it's built but also how it spans the river. And hopefully you like it.
And there were some people who were hoping to see the old bridge restored rather than replaced, and am I right in saying that just wasn't possible?
And believe me, you know, that was explored many years ago, even before our involvement, and the 200 or so faults that were had with it was just unsurmountable to be able to repair. So it was very early on decided that only a replacement bridge was going to be ever able to be actually practically built, and luckily we got the funding from the government to do it.
There's a number of aspects that make this build particularly challenging. First one is that it's over a mile from the nearest main road, so in terms of we need to be able to get equipment and materials and access to the site from there, and we need to be able to take this existing bridge away and build a new bridge in its place in the river.
Yeah, I'd also like to add that there's a number of consenting bodies that need to give consent to both the permanent structure and the method in which it's constructed. The principal ones are the Environment Agency and also the Marine Management Organisation, because the river at this stretch is actually tidal. So depending on the tide, the water levels can rise and fall by 2 or 3 metres, so that's been a key factor in our consideration of how we construct the bridge, which has all took probably the last 12 months of planning and design and management to get to this point. Now we're ready to start construction later this year.
And there's only certain times of the year when you can actually work in the water as well, isn't there?
There is, because the river's effectively, it's one of the major salmon rivers in the UK. There are restrictions on the times that we can work in there, so we don't affect fisheries. That's essentially between the sort of middle of June and the end of September. Which is quite a limited window for a project of this size.
So when will people actually see work going on here, and when will people be able to use the bridge again as they previously could?
Right, in terms of just accessing the site and the works to get here, those works have already started in South Ribble, and we'll be working our way towards the bridge site. In terms of what you can see and when work start here on site, we think that's going to be around July.
Yeah, obviously the plan is that we start in summer with the bridge demolition, so we've got to demolish the existing bridge that you can see behind us, and then there's a significant amount of work we've got to do in the river to construct the new bridge foundations and bridge piers, and because of the limited window that Chris has suggested, it would be difficult to achieve all of that within one working year. So if all the conditions perfectly align, there's a chance we could get completed this year, but more than likely we'll need to revisit in summer 2025 to finish the structure.
The campaign lasted well over 5 years. It had lots of involvement and participation from people all over Preston, residents that is, as well as the South Ribble as well. The bridge is a really important heritage asset to the people of Preston. It's over 200 years old. But mainly, you know, the utility of the bridge is really important as well. So it took a lot of hard work for the Friends of Tram Bridge to lobby Preston City Council and Lancashire County Council. So we're really pleased that when we brought the levelling up fund to their attention, that they did finally apply for that bid. And not only did they get the 6.8 million for the bridge, but actually 20 million for the whole of the city as well. So the bridge has really been the catalyst of the city, you know, being successfully awarded even more money for regeneration of other green spaces. So we're very pleased about that.
It's great to be at the site of the bridge today to celebrate the come together partnership between Lancashire County Council and Preston City Council to deliver a fantastic levelling up project.
And how important is this project to the County Council and in terms of the levelling up agenda as well?
For us, we were really keen to support our districts with the levelling up projects, and for us to be able to add £1 million into this scheme to help it come to fruition is really a fantastic outcome. It shows that collaboration and working together, which Lancashire is best in my opinion.
Yeah, and is there a key element to that, bringing the different areas of Lancashire together?
I think it's always easier that if partners can come together to contribute expertise and knowledge and funds and willingness, I think we tend to get better outcomes